or just make them feel good, or even, this right here.
Oh, yeah.
He's on a 3-day streak of being in a good mood. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Not even gout can stop me.
I know. I'm just proud he's got up and stood on his feet.
I know. He's done it
three
times
I've
now.
seen it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you mean to tell me that it took 20 minutes at Chick-fil-A for you to get that food?
Oh, I can't believe y'all just started. Yeah, really were.
You sat in the drive-thru for 20 minutes?
Yeah, we had to have a prayer circle before they handed me this.
Dude, I can't remember where we were at, maybe Fort Payne or something. We stopped by Chick-fil-A like 2 weekends ago, and it took like 25 minutes. I don't know what's going on. There's problems at Chick-fil-A. We need to get to the bottom of it.
I'm opening up my own Chick-fil-A that's only open on Sundays.
Yeah.
We call it Chick-fil-A Theist. And come on through.
Chick-fil-A.
I'm going to have 17 different bathrooms for all the genders. It's going to travel. Anybody says my pleasure, they are out, dude. They're fired. Just say you're welcome, Chick-fil-A,
So, speaking of John Bird, excuse me, who do we have here in John Bird's place?
Yeah, we got JoJo Cruz, man. I know that you're a newbie to this podcast thing, and I know that you probably would be a little bit nervous, so I decided to call JoJo Cruz. He's a drummer too, man.
Who are you, the drummer for Simple Plan B?
The fuck? I do all this shit for you. I bought this whole outfit on Temu, and you
look like the manager at a what's that store where he?
It's like a Hot Topic.
Hot Topic.
Yeah.
You're like a manager at Hot Topic. Listen, I need to talk to you about your productivity, Josh. And he's got like a nose ring hanging out of his nose.
Yeah, I was surprised, but I've seen this man in a lot of different costumes, outfits. We won't call them costumes. We'll call them outfits.
Yes.
And this is a new one, so you should feel special. If this is the first time I've seen this one.
This is the only drummer I know with gout. How do you play drums with gout?
Yeah, it's tough. Well, I mean, if you think about the drummer for Def Leppard, he's only got one arm. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I do pretty good with one foot.
Yeah, that's he did his research on you. Look at that. That's pretty good.
And hey, guess what? I was in the backing band for Chubby Checker.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's dead now, but back in the early 80s, early mid 80s. Yeah.
You were chubby? He was Checker.
No, I look good. Damn, I look good back then. I had jet black hair dyed.
He did. He looked like
3 hoops.
What was it? What's this? Who do we say he looks like from back in the day with the hair? Who was that?
Goldie Hawn's husband, Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. Yeah, he looks like Kurt Russell.
Free Pizza impersonating him in Wilmington, North Carolina in 1988. Best screw I've ever had.
He sounds like Al Bundy talking about how good of a quarterback he was.
Shut up, man.
I was all state, I was all state premature ejaculator 3 years in a row.
I'm going to have to move you, David. Let's see if we can get you centered here. You ready?
I can just move over, man.
Yeah, do that. That's going to be better. Go This is exactly what John Bird does every episode. We can never keep him in the middle.
Man, don't change who he is.
Just turn that around so I can't see myself, dude. I really...
See,
I'm on every TV, though. There's no avoiding
There's no getting away from it.
Everywhere,
we do that so people can keep themselves centered. You would be shocked at how hard it is to keep people in the middle of the camera.
Look at this shirt you're rocking, dude. That is #1.
I wore that just for
man.
You need to run over it, wash that 800 times, and make it look a little bit more real. It's a little crispy.
Well, you remember if you think about the original shirts that the station was putting out, it was like just a little circle in the middle. It was very subtle, and it said 107.7 The Axe on it. I found some of those as well, but this one's brand new. Actually, I got it in Tuesday night. It came in the mail. I wore it yesterday to work, and then I'm like, I gotta wear this while David Lynam's here. So I'm wearing it again 2 days in a row.
Shout out Mark Lindsay.
So, yeah.
Shout out Lisa Gray. All the people there, man. That was when we were popping. That station made us right there.
Yeah.
Because that station was so big at the time. if they added you, other stations around the country didn't even listen to your song. They're like, they added it, we'll add it.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
wild.
Susan Groves. Did I say Lisa Groves? I'm sorry, Susan Groves. She was the PD there.
We had a conversation on the air like a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about the X, and we were talking about Live at the X Lounge. Well, one of the guys that was filling in producing my show, his name's Kerry Adams.
I know Kerry.
You know Kerry?
Yeah, he came to my last comedy show. I've known Kerry forever. I play golf with him.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so he's like, I think I got a couple of those Live in the X Lounge CDs that are still in the plastic. And so he brings me to them. I don't remember which two they were. Well, then Mark Lindsay, who listens to the show, reaches out to me. And I'd never talked to Mark before. He's like, hey, I've got that whole set digitized if you want me to send it to you. And I'm like, hell yeah. Dang. You need that, don't you?
Yeah, you know what? I have one of them, the one with the blue cover. I have that one on CD, but the other one I do not.
Yeah, I need to find the whole set. Well, there was another listener that's like, I've got all but one the disc for them. They didn't have them in the case, but I've got like 1 through 6 on a disc, the original CD, just not the case. Everybody just started, as soon as we started talking about it and how bad I wanted it, it just started pouring in. People were like, oh, I got this, I got this. I was like, surely I can put
You ought
the
to
whole
start
thing
trying
together.
that with other things. You know? You ever thought about that?
Oh, I did that with a job.
Yeah, when he got fired.
You know what
that's
are
we
great?
did.
I'm going to try and put it into fruition. Right? You know what are great? Bass boats, man. I'm really passionate about bass boats. Anybody know where I can find one for cheap?
Yeah.
They're like, I got one in my garage. I ain't touched it forever. Come get it.
You'd be amazed how that works. I mean, people just, they feel like they know you on the radio, and so.
No, they do know you.
They do know you because they spend hours with you every day and they listen to you talk. The only downside to that is when they catch you in public, they've spent weeks, months, and years listening to you talk, and so they view it as it's their turn to talk. And so you got to sit there and listen to them.
Uh-huh.
You probably dealt with that in music too. People coming up.
You telling me at a fake and shake, the old meet and greets where the guy's like, let me tell you what this song's done for me. And I'm like, by the way, not the guy to talk to. I'm just the drummer. Didn't have much to do with the lyrics at all. Maybe talk to him.
Oh, that's good. I found a video of you from 5 years ago, and you were drumming. I don't know where this is at. Yes, that one. And I was shocked when I pulled this up. I'm like, that is not David Lynam. Who the hell is
beard?
that? Look at this beard.
That
Good.
is
Where
it.
did that come from?
That is it. Tail fins. That's back when, you know what? There's probably gray in that one. There were first
Oh
signs
yeah,
of gray right
there's
there.
a little gray on the bottom side. Give us some of that real quick. Let's see what we got here.
One more time, where are my girls at? Girls make some noise.
That's Lynam. And tail fins.
So, I got a question for all the girls in here.
I've never seen you in a beard.
Have a guy in your life that is strictly platonic, but he's your best friend in the world. Strictly platonic.
Destin, Florida. That's where that is.
It's a song about guy friends.
A little secret. That guy wants to fuck you.
Oh, there
Bad
it is.
word.
Yeah.
All guys, even the ones that you think are all
You do. You got kind of Middle Eastern. I don't know. You almost got Jesus vibes here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
the guys who are like the perfect
It was one of my many phases.
What prompted this phase?
have anything.
I don't know. Probably November. No shave
No
November,
shave
maybe.
November.
But I clearly shaved it. Like I manicured it. You could tell.
Is this Jacob talking? Can he shut up and get on with the song? I want to know what you're
Hey, buddy. Half of our show is that talking.
What's that about? Oh, outfield, your love.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I'm known for.
There you go.
That's what when parents are like, could you teach my son how to play drums? I'm like, well, I can teach him how to put a stick in his nose and put on eyeliner. And
Well, I think a lot of people were shocked when they first heard the story that you told on this show. I mean, on the first time you told it, but you talked about how you became the drummer of Lynam and how Lynam got its name.
right.
And everybody's kind of like, really? Like, you suck at playing drums?
Yeah, I had a 25-year-old kid come up to me the other day and go, hey, man, did you used to be David Lynam?
Oh God.
It was a character. I was like, God, I'll let myself go. If they look at me now like I was a character, Jesus Christ.
Used to be David Lynam.
Yeah, man. Back in my former life, I was David Lynam.
My 14-year-old's on this kick. He wants to learn how to play drums, and he found out you were going to be on the podcast, and he said, well, I'd like to come up there and meet him. I said, you don't want to meet David Lynam.
Oh, he's going to show off.
Yeah, I don't want you learning his vocabulary.
Yeah.
Oh, get.
Oh
my God, look at that.
Look at that.
I can't spell paradiddle But I can do that. You know, that's it. That's what I tell people. You don't want me teaching your son anything on
That's
drums.
pretty
You
good.
know?
Yeah, this drum thing for him just kind of came out of nowhere, which I'm for it. And John Bird's got a good buddy who's gonna donate us a drum
him up.
set, and so I say let him go for it. Keep him out of trouble.
Oh,
Play
buddy.
the
Dave,
drums.
do me a favor if you would. Will you stick those in your nose?
I could stick a roll of quarters in my nose. These are a little thin for my nose.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, just try and suck it in.
wow.
All right, get a good shot of that. Oh, dang.
Is that your?
That's the cover photo.
Cover,
yeah.
I would do both. I would do both at shows for you.
Yeah, let's just spend the next couple minutes figuring out what the
This
cover photo is
translates
going to
great
be.
to people just listening. To this.
Man, Star Search. Back in the day.
It all starts with air
impressive,
drumming.
yeah.
Do you see your son air drumming, and that's what got him fired up? Because that's where it started with me. Two brushes.
Well, for me, that was like when I was driving Uber a few years ago, I was air drumming all the time. I actually had these two little drumsticks, and I would beat it on the steering wheel, just beat it to hell. And
People riding to the back going, a little nervous.
They're like, would you please hold the wheel?
baby.
And so I was like, at that point, I'm like, 30-something years old, so I never got into it. But he just kind of came out of left field with it like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he just called me up.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, but I told him, he had to accept P-roll instead of P Diddy.
I don't know that he knows this. So when he was born, I wanted him to have like a cool rap name. And I don't even think P Diddy was P Diddy at this point. I think it was Puff Daddy
Puffy
still.
or yeah.
And so
Might have
I'm
been
like,
Sean Combs, huh?
but the kid's name's Peyton, so I'm like, let's go P Diddy. And that has worked for 14 years, and now it's like,
Eeps.
do I got to change his name? I mean, that's all I've ever called him.
Oh no.
So we were talking the other day about like how are we going to approach this? Do we call him a different name? Do I just go back to Peyton? Do we go? He says call him P-roll.
Yeah, but it would be payroll, huh?
That's right. There
Payroll,
is.
and now if he's going to be a drummer, are you kidding me, man? Roll, baby.
And a little street cred sounds like pub roll. So it just,
Oh, by the way, we're working on a project. You might not know this.
who?
P-roll and me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're working on a project.
I love he dressed as emo as he possibly could.
Well, I'm on a budget now.
He used to have a job where he could actually splurge on Temu.
Yeah. So I just took different outfits and put them together. This is the Billy Idol. This was this has also been the hippie, and this was Johnny O'Carroll, the Irish guy.
Whenever we were forced to do the stand-up thing at Velma's, what did you think of his depression song? Do you remember that?
I think it overshadowed anything you could have done.
Yeah,
So
it did.
like everybody forgot who he was.
And
as
of
soon as you
course,
got up there.
I'll let him go first. And
I
was
mean,
like,
you
"Ah."
did read from a music stand, but still, you
Dude,
did
I
enough
got no
to.
memory. I got no memory. I can't remember shit. I mean,
And then
man,
you did this bizarre shit where you sat in the hallway.
he did.
People are trying to go to the bathroom, and he's sitting down there. I was like, it's like a real live guy on Southside that just playing for music, playing for tips, you know?
Yep. You got to get into the character. You got to get in his head.
Yeah.
The song was good. I can still remember that
Yeah.
song.
I was miserable.
Hey,
at
you know what? What a coincidence. We've got it. Play it.
We actually do.
It's on YouTube. Play it.
You put it on Spotify yet?
No, I haven't yet. I got to get permission.
Why? Is it a cover?
No.
Permission from who?
From me.
Go to
gonna be
Over
an
the Line
asshole.
channel and look on the video tab. It should be there.
Yeah, John Burr plays the guitar.
It should be. It's just
playlist.
uploaded. Let's see. Maybe. Oh, yeah.
It's the last.
I'll tell you why so
at
many people
playlist.
identified with it in the crowd is because I don't know of a comic that's not depressed.
Yep.
It's crazy. And I'm friends with a lot of comics, and I think I know them. I had a comic over at my house on New Year's Eve for a bonfire, and he took mushrooms.
Go to the playlist, and then John Burr plays the guitar, and look at the very.
Is that it?
Oh shit! Scheisse.
Go back.
I hit it, but
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Click down there, view playlist.
I'm getting depressed looking
no,
for this.
No, go to view playlist.
All right,
yeah,
here
go
we
all the
go.
way to the bottom.
Man,
I
you
had-
make it hard to find here.
Yeah, I was about to say, once you bury it in 500,
It's at the very bottom.
It's at the very bottom, bro. Why is it at the
I was a
bottom?
little depressed when I did it.
I like this video though. I was impressed with this video.
Is that a backdrop or is that really?
I was there.
That's his
my
actual
house.
bedroom.
Yeah.
That almost looks fake.
It is.
Yeah, it's like organized chaos. It's crazy.
There we go.
This is the depression song.
You got a harmonizer on it?
Yeah.
And sing along. This is the depression song. 31
Guess that's his
million
backyard.
and growing strong. If you ever feel like you don't quite
I like that now.
belong, sing the depression song. Now you may ask yourself, how do antidepressants work, John Bird? Antidepressants change the way your brain uses certain chemicals.
This is informative as
to
well.
better regulate your
Actually, I read that off of Wikipedia. That whole thing.
Just pulled up Wikipedia and turned them to
More
lyrics.
specifically,
Educational.
they affect neurotransmission.
What is his picture?
Involving serotonin, norepinephrine, and everyone's favorite dopamine.
It's called Video on a Budget.
This is the
Now this shot of you right here while you're playing guitar. Remember an airplane when he goes, it looks like I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. That's what he looks like at this time. You almost like you're hanging upside down right now, dude.
Sing a depression song.
Nothing about erectile dysfunction in this.
How do I know if I have depression? If you can't sleep or you sleep too much. If you feel like you've been hit by a truck. If you're constipated or shit your pants. Don't take a shower or water your
Somebody shit on those kids.
I know, that's what it looks like.
Or you get real pissed. Don't brush your teeth like a bitch. If you can't remember what you just did. If it's pouring outside or you just had a kid. There's only one thing to help you along. Sing the depression song.
Yeah.
This is the depression song.
Everybody together.
Feel like shit
And sing along.
It's just fun to say shit every now and then, you know?
song. 31 million
What's up with the barnyard animals?
It was the only thing I could find on YouTube that
Sing the depression song. If you ever feel like you don't quite belong, sing
Look at the copyright stamp behind it.
Yeah.
The watermark.
So you got to get permission from that guy to release
yeah,
it.
he's an asshole.
Yeah, I bet he looks like he's.
Yeah.
Dude, we pulled
That was my
a-
December, by the way.
Hey, we pulled a 30-second AI video that was
Oh,
like a picture of Trump and RFK Jr. and Elon and Don Jr. on a plane, and they just put it into an AI generator, and it had them stand up from the table, and they were like shooting guns and like all kind of stuff. The person that created the AI, which was very poorly put together, and that's why it was so funny.
All right.
He sent in a copyright strike for us on our YouTube. And
Oh,
I'm
by the way,
"You-
yeah.
AI made that. You didn't make that.
Right.
But he didn't even use the AI. That was already out there.
Yeah, the picture was already out there. It wasn't even his picture. It was Donald Trump's picture.
I can't keep up with what gets struck and what doesn't.
That's hard. It's so hard.
Man, it was so nice in the old school days where you could just put absolutely
It's the
anything
wild,
up
wild
there.
west.
Yeah.
And now it's just like,
Now they use AI to detect AI and all the other crap. It's quite it's hard to do.
Yeah, Cassio's speaking of Cassio, see his picture up there. His Facebook page is gone. Forever.
Oh, no.
Really?
Has been gone for
did
2
the
years.
strike.
They
for 2 years.
It's a strike that me and him get. It's a little kid with this, like, it's something like if you were posting something interesting and I wanted to follow it to see what people said about it, like if you were like, who's got the best cinnamon roll recipe out there? I would post this picture just as because it's a kid looking at his phone with his hands just like in his pants. We posted it, and me, him, and Jimbo Wood all got struck for it for being child trafficking or porn or something.
Wow.
And well, of course, every time it would pop up once a year, and then they would review it and be like, "Oh, obviously that's not what it is." But it would grab it. Something about this image would grab it, and for some reason, with his, they just took it as a strike, and they took down his page with no option of like
Now, on your Facebook permanent record, you're known as a sex trafficker.
Well, not even that. They just that you don't have a Facebook page anymore. It was looked at as like a strike.
I wonder if this Matt Mitchell set him up. You know, the guy that does.
Oh
the
yeah,
funny
he's
videos?
aware of that guy. The other famous Matt Mitchell in Alabama.
Dude, that's the worst. Like if there's another guy with your exact name that's famous.
Well, Cassio jokes about Yellow Wolf's his second cousin, or first cousin, and he's like, I've been on the Tonight Show as a correspondent. I'm not even the most famous guy in my
He's
family.
like the third most famous guy in his family.
It's like so frustrating to him. He was like, my family's tough, man. It's like we're all trash, but there's so many of them that are.
I mean, he's been on the biggest radio show.
Yeah, that too, and he's still number 2 behind Yellow Wolf.
Yeah. Well, the reason I pulled this up is because this is you on Cassio's cut 5 years ago, and I was so entertained by watching this podcast set up. This is good. Watch this.
Is this when the confetti cannon?
Confetti cannon.
Yeah, he opens stuff on the air, and somebody
Oh yeah, he said to get
popped
people to
in his
mail it.
face while I was there. I remember that.
What's up, Candy Lickers? Pleased to meet you. Nice to know you. What you doing? You're listening to another edition of Cassio's Cut.
This is one of my favorite songs, by the way.
White trash.
We play it on the show, yeah.
Wait, we're gonna get struck for that?
Yeah, that would be bad, especially since the guy that's in that band was.
They don't give a damn, do they? At YouTube, they'll just,
Well, this is technically on YouTube. We would be the one to play a YouTube video and get struck for it.
Yeah.
we set it up somehow where it wouldn't get struck.
Yeah.
Because he asked Jacob if he could use it at the beginning, and he said, yeah.
Good Lord, this intro, Cassio, come on.
He plays the whole song, dude. Oh, my God. All right, take it down, dude.
That's emo phase right there.
Hey, man, is this
You
what you
like
based your
number?
look off of?
We watched this video and John Bird dressed up.
Yeah.
Son, yeah, dude.
Look.
How small is that little
Got a
box?
production apartment.
I don't know.
Be jelly.
He just
I remember
pointed at
being
it and it
bigger.
looked like that big.
We have we're rocking and rolling. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see it's David Lynam already.
Right.
If you're listening at home, appreciate you joining us for another
Cassio's
edition
Cut,
of Cassio's Cut. We are
Anyway, that's enough. I just wanted to see, speaking of cut, I wanted to see David Lynam's haircut. You've had a lot,
I mean,
by the
dude,
way.
it could be pink, it could be green. It's anything. Beard, no beard.
When's Cassio going to come on this show? I mean, what do we got to do? Whose D do we have to ask to get Cassio on the show?
I forgot y'all don't cuss on this show. I need to.
We do.
What the fuck? We sure do, man. We go off sometimes.
I try to keep mine mild because my mom's probably going to watch, but, you know.
But your mom loves me and she lets it slide.
She does. She loves some John Bird.
Oh, really?
And your mom loves me.
Yeah. Mark's mom is the one that was so excited when I was going on the air with you.
Yeah.
My bass player's mom.
Yeah, she always says hi to us.
Every lawnmower place I go to in town was like, "Hey, man, heard you on the radio." Damn, they moved the needle, dude. That's crazy.
We got the landscaping on lock, bro. Everybody's listening to us. That's pretty funny. And then when we did our event at our Christmas event at the Stardome, you showed up. You're such a big wig. I turned around and you had just walked up backstage, like you're running roughshod around the place.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it may have been before you got there. I think you texted me and you said my mom just fell out of her chair in front of everybody at the Stardome.
Oh, it's y'all's event.
Yes.
Dude, I saw that was your mom?
Yeah.
Oh, you saw that?
I saw the whole thing, yeah.
She said it
what
was
is this?
epic. She said it started. It took like 20 seconds. She was trying to break her fall and stop it, and it just.
Yep.
His mom was at the Christmas event at the Stardome, and
Oh,
she
did
fell
y'all
out of her
have
chair.
one?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, was she imbibing or just laughing so much?
Y'all are talking about it like it's a jacuzzi at the Playboy Mansion. Oh yeah, you weren't there.
And I was up high and I was looking down and this woman got up and I guess it was like the leg of a chair must have caught her leg.
Oh,
and she just took a tumble and these guys came up and helped her up. But
She just knew that he saw it. She was like, "Oh wait, he's going to talk about it with me."
I had
That's
no
what
idea.
She kept saying.
He told me about it, and I was like, he's like, well, you gave me a bunch of lines to go on stage with too.
Yeah.
You were like, tell her that we've got footage of it, and good news, she's gonna be on America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, he just won us $5K. Dude, that's nice of you, Miss Lionel. Thank you. We'll take you out to dinner. But yeah, she said she took such a dramatic spill, and then some gentleman just out of nowhere ran to her rescue.
Yeah.
She was busy. She wasn't hurt. She was just on the ground laughing because of how. I mean, she said it looked so aggressive. Everybody in there had to have been like, "Oh my God, she's dead. Oh my God, they call an ambulance." She just hopped back up and got
Yeah,
back
all
in
the
her chair.
guys around me, it was kind of like a gut instinct. We all saw her fall, and all of us kind of got up for a second, and then that one guy darted right at her, and I saw her laughing when she was getting up, so we knew she was
But
okay.
you know, she should have done the hands up and just, I'm kidding. I'm
I'm
kidding.
gonna own the Stardome.
Yeah.
Bruce, this is mine now.
Play it off when you're embarrassed. That's been my whole life. Play it off when you're embarrassed.
She went.
Mom.
God rest my mother. She supports everything I do, but this woman.
Your mom is a saint.
Listen to me.
that.
This woman went and got plastic surgery done on her face and did not tell me. Now, listen, I went to go. Here's how I find out. I go to pick her up, and as soon as she opens the door to my car, I was like, what the hell's going on with your face? Did you have work done? And she gets in the car, and she turns around to my wife, who's in the back seat, and goes, did you tell him? And I was like, tell me what? What? You knew? And then she goes, no, she told you, didn't she? I go, no, she didn't tell me. She goes, how else would you know? And I was like, I'm looking at you, you look like a damn alien for starters. You look like you had your ass beat and then scared about it, you know? Like the whole moment's captured in your face. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, I just know that she told you. And I was like, I don't understand why people get plastic surgery if you're not supposed to notice. If I got a penis enlargement, man, I'd be like, oh, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'd be knocking over everything I could, be like, sorry, guys, that's my new surgery I had. But my mom gets all like, you're not supposed to notice. And I'm like, what if she would have died while she was in surgery like Joan Rivers? How embarrassing for me to have to go tell everybody. My dad killed himself when I was 12, and my mom, she went under surgery to get a facelift and died under the knife. I was like, this is the most rude. Listen, mother, get whatever dumbass surgery you want to get, but you got to tell your son that you're going under the knife. I got to know, and at least.
Yeah, surgery's kind of a big deal. Like, you got to let your loved ones know. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
she
and
like
just
she'd been
don't-
beat up.
I was going to say, don't talk bad about Michelle Obama before the surgery. That'll
Yeah,
do
or
it,
anybody. Yeah. Clintons. You just keep everybody's name out your mouth before you go in there.
But you know, it's great material.
Yeah, I haven't been able to part because I shit on her so hard about. Excuse me.
You can say shit as much as you want.
Oh, okay. I shit on her.
You have 4 F words allowed, though. You got to stop at 4.
But I shit on her so bad about it that I can't make the crowd laugh because they don't know the relationship. I wanted to be like, this lady raised me and my brother essentially by herself from 12 years old on. She has seen and heard everything. She's not going to get mad. She comes to open mics. I don't have to tell y'all what those are like, you know, but there's like a prison camp for people.
Dude, anybody that you're talking about in your bit that's there, I feel uncomfortable for them as I'm listening to it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you talk about your wife, your kids, your mom, and everything else, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
and I assume nobody's listening. You know, I'm at an open mic, nobody's listening. And here's how: there's no barrier to entry to comedy. Here's how you know that: because he got up on stage and did comedy. There's no barrier.
None.
Anybody can say they're a comedian at open mics, and now oftentimes people do. You know, they get up there and talk about. Their
I was
day.
terrified. I got up in front of 13 people, and I was terrified. Told that stupid midget Uber story, and I didn't even tell it good. Like, I've told it a million times.
Yeah, and the thing is, you walk away going, oh, it bombed. Everybody's talking about it, and nobody even remembers that you were up there. Dude. If they do, they certainly don't remember a thing you said.
No.
I found that out from opening up for bigger people, is that I think I didn't have a great set, but it doesn't matter what you do. They're not going to remember your name. How many comedy shows you been to and seen a funny opener and been like, yeah, he's funny. What's his name? Be like, shit if I know, man.
You're right. You don't remember.
Yeah, I barely remember he was funny. I couldn't even tell you the bit it was.
You know, what's funny is hanging out with David Lynam in public, just like at the Stardome when he came backstage, and you're talking and you're laughing, cutting up and everything, and he'll be like, oh, I got to use that one. He'll start typing it in his phone. If he says something funny, like he's got to jot it down.
Because I'll forget it, dude. But when I have a good set, at the end of it, I like to go, hey, if you thought that was funny, you should have heard all the stuff I never wrote down that I forgot.
Because there was at one point we were talking, because AJ was there and he had his young son Marshall, and Glenise, his wife, was about to have a baby, and then he goes into a stand-up skit right there, and he's like, well, why don't you just have the baby on stage? He said, then we'll get Surf Pro, and then we'll have him come clean it up like it never even happened, you know, the whole thing. I was like, oh, that actually is pretty good.
Now, I do remember when we went and saw them at the Stardome when they had their amateur night. One guy totally bombed. It was cringe, but they had like a little person there that did fantastic.
Yeah, who was the small guy at the X5
LP,
deal?
comedian LP, Lamar Pullum. I think he's from Tuscaloosa.
It's
Yeah, he
pretty
was
funny.
impressive.
He
yeah.
crushes. He does that joke about hitting a bump on the road and ending up in the cup holder, dude. I can't take it. I've heard it 100 times, and every time I was like, I know why he doesn't dump that joke. He's had it for like 2 years, I think.
I think with the New Face Showcase, I would dare say at least, maybe more, 50% of the people that were in that contest were good. Like, were actually funny.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 60 to 70%, honestly. There was only a handful of them where it was like, you can hear the crowd start talking back and forth to each other. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's
oh.
when you know you lost them. At least if you're having a bad set and it's totally silent, you got them engaged. You know you still got them, but when you start hearing the talking, you're like, the back of your head, you're like, damn it, damn, I can't. How am I going to get them back? I got to do something loud. I got to tap dance or something to get people's attention.
Who was that one guy when we were there? I'm glad I don't remember his name, but it started off horrible, and then he was like, "Okay, well, let me do something," and he kept going, and it got to the point where they're going, I mean, you could hear everybody doing it.
I remember a couple of those, yeah.
Yeah, but
that
I mean,
was,
It's
Yeah.
a tough room. I mean, comics from all over the country will tell you that's a very tough room, especially in a room like that where it's papered audience.
Why?
And it's free because they don't have any money tied up in it. So they're a very like shiny things audience. You gotta. They're not going to engage in a 4-minute story with a huge punchline. It's got to be bam, bam, bam. There's got to be little bitty jabs of laughter every few seconds.
You're a nobody showing up, and your job is to get them engaged.
Yeah.
Like, they're not engaged before you come on stage.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like walking down Bourbon Street and trying to hold an audience. Yo, quit walking, quit walking, quit walking. It's hard.
I thought you were about to make a terrorist joke. Like, walking down Bourbon Street with an IED and a cooler.
I'm just sitting here looking at my. Y'all wonder why I keep looking at my phone. One of my employees, one of my Mexican guys, just sent me a message saying someone stole all blowers. Oh, great. All my
Your blowers?
Yeah, all my leaf blowers. In my truck.
No.
I know. I'm sitting here just looking at it, going, "That's great.
not good.
That's great."
Well, people don't know you own a landscaping company.
Landscape. Yeah, Lawn Rangers.
Did I call it landscaping? I was thinking Lawn Rangers.
Yeah.
Lawn Rangers is the name. So anybody landscaping needs, unless you need him to blow leaves, this is your guy.
Absolutely genius. Come here, I gotta give you a hug.
What? What, the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I came up with it. There's 2 other ones in Alabama.
I remember when you came up with that, just seeing it on
Lone Ranger,
Facebook and stuff.
that's great.
I thought the same thing. I was like, it's pretty good.
Oh, this is great.
That's crazy though. Where were they
It's
at?
happened before. They just somebody goes up in the truck while they're out working.
What part of town are they in?
Chalkful, Chalkful right there.
Man, that sucks.
Grayson Valley, Chalkful. That's where they are. I know the house they're at right now too.
I hope they watch this podcast with their leaf blowers or new leaf blowers.
Yeah, I got you up on the screen, so if anybody needs lawn care, there you go.
Adam, Lawn
There we
Rangers,
are.
Trussville, Alabama.
Yeah, man, that's
You've been doing that a while.
ever since my son was born back in 2011.
Yeah.
Started doing it for extra money, and then it just became its own thing. And I wanted to get rid of it. I hated that business, and then COVID happened, and we never felt it. Nobody stopped having their yard done for whatever reason. So I've kind of kept it around for the time being. But I hate it. I hate owning a landscaping business. Nobody takes care of your stuff. Nobody cares about your stuff like you do.
Well, you do service leads.
Yeah. We only have one property in Leeds. So.
See, I would get you to do my house, but I would feel so weird sitting, looking out a window at you cutting grass while I'm drinking a mint julep. You know?
Yeah.
Chair. I don't know. If I
Brother,
could do
here,
that.
let me help you.
Yeah, I have to get out there and help
Yeah,
you.
give me a blower. Oh wait, they're all gone.
That's true. I do have a leaf blower at the house, and you want to use it.
Oh my God, dude! This is. I haven't done a lot of the elbow grease in a few years because I have employees. But yeah, I started that company on my back. I did it by myself with a truck, and I was so stupid. I'd have weed eaters falling off the truck and not strapping them down right. And
I
being
used to have it was almost like a TV show on Facebook because you would chronicle all the stops that
I got
made.
offered a reality show. I took meetings with a network in Hollywood.
Really?
About doing a show where I only hire, because I did right out of the gate, I would hire the worst employees, and by the worst I mean musicians.
there we go.
Trust and believe the last people you want to hire is a musician. Just work ethic.
Dang.
That work ethic, that stereotype follows them around a little bit closer.
Well, I
than
think
they
John
do.
Bird's looking for extra work, possibly.
Yeah.
He can get him going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to go out there and sweat my butt off. I'm only 61.
Well, and it's
that stuff is way behind me, man.
You're not going to be able to sign with that
Walmart
studio now
breathing
because it's turned down.
No, they fell through. Like I couldn't. It would have just taken too much. It was right when they were signing everybody for it, like Lizard Lick Towing and all that.
Oh, so it was one of those, like
yeah,
okay.
they were just like any kind of. It was already understood if they did sign me, everything was going to be scripted.
But you're such a charismatic guy. That would have actually been a good show.
I know. I
think it
was so close to doing it, but I just thought the market had been flooded with those type of shows,
Yeah.
so I ended up not doing it. But how funny if that would have been my claim to fame.
Yeah.
How many employees you got?
2.
Are
So
they
I'm
both
like small
Mexican?
potatoes. Yes.
They were both Mexican. Okay,
Guatemalan.
I just
My
wondered.
stepson.
That's
just,
where I don't know what to do right now. I don't know whether to call the law because I can't necessarily, you know.
I was going to say my stepson just texted me because he has a lawn care business and he says don't need the money, just scored a couple blowers off of some loser's.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for me, yeah.
Open mic night for Tony, man.
Yeah, for real.
Bringing it
We're gonna
strong.
Get you up there. That's crazy. I mean, but now the world knows that you're in search for some blowers.
Oh my God.
Just here's the thing: if you're watching this podcast and you've got a deadbeat brother or whatever, or that shows up with a couple new blowers, let us know. We know where those go.
Dude, I've chased down blowers that get stolen in pawn shops around town. You never find them.
Really?
It's a waste of time.
How many pieces of equipment do you think have been stolen since 2011?
These 2 blowers were the 3rd and 4th. Yeah, I've only had another blower stolen before.
The
And
rest of
my customer, shout out Mike Galt. My customer tried to wrestle it from the guy. And I was like, you're braving me. I didn't know that guy had a gun or not. I was around back. He was like, I tried. Because I came around the house and he's wrestling with the guy in the yard with the blower, and the guy ran in the car and got it. And took off.
Wow. I mean, you really want a leaf blower to go through that, you know? Like, what do you...
I don't know. I got to think they're doing it to pawn it. There's no way they're going to go out and earn money with it.
But how much money can you get at a pawn shop for a leaf blower?
Enough to buy whatever little bit they
right.
need.
A little bag of heroin or something?
Something.
Hair on?
Hair on.
Well, and we when we had you on last time, we went through the whole thing where you on your personal Facebook page, you would call out people that didn't pay you for your services.
dude.
Oh, I remember that.
I've
Yeah.
had to do that. I got a gun pulled on me at Sarah Toyota doing that. Did y'all know that?
Yeah, I think you told us that.
Yeah, I was just trying to chase down $250 from a guy. Yeah, and he just, man, I'm telling you, it's the worst owning this business. I'm gonna let my wife go handle this. I'm sending her a text right now.
Well, I mean, as we're talking about business owners, I mean, Tony has things happen at the vape store that cost him money, and where you just got to swallow it, and so it's frustrating.
Yeah.
You know, it'll make you want to pull your.
You think
hair
radio,
out.
the job security in radios, every business has this downside to it that's like terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, radio. I've never experienced like the bad side of radio that everybody talks about until he got canned, and then I'm like, oh, this sucks. You know?
10-year anniversary of my last shit can.
Yeah, it was 10
That
years
I was
since
like,
he
I'm
got.
out of it. I'm getting out of it.
He's last fired 10 years ago, almost to the day, and at another radio station. So he's 10-year cycles.
Well, as a businessman, I can honestly say the worst thing you can have happen to you, for me personally, I cannot stand thievery. Like, when they steal something, it bothers me forever.
Oh, dude.
Whether I catch them or not, I can't stand it.
It's driving me crazy, this situation. It's got my I need to go to the restroom real quick, too. Y'all keep talking.
Yeah.
I've got to use your restroom.
Thanks for ruining our podcast, Antonio. I hope you like the leaf blower.
Nah, he put that guy on blast that owed him that money that last time. That was pretty funny.
What a jerk off. I mean, seriously, like, if you're going to steal something, whatever happened to the good old days of stealing copper out of AC units, you know? Leaf blowers.
Well, now they take catalytic converters and stuff out of cars all the time. It even happened in the parking lot where the vape shop is with somebody from the music shop. They had their catalytic converters taken during business hours somehow.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Hey, go to Facebook real quick. Pull up my Facebook, and then in the search bar, once you get there, type in Marketplace, and we're gonna look for leaf blowers on Facebook Marketplace when he comes back.
Genius.
Okay.
All right, so now go to the middle button on the very top. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
You're the master of
And
marketplace.
type in leaf on the left. Type in leaf blowers.
Okay.
And let's see what we got here. Okay, well, there's some good ones. Yeah. We're looking up leaf blowers on Facebook
How
Marketplace.
much you get for one? By the way, shout out to this podcast having a bidet.
Yes.
Hey, Number one, guys.
Yeah.
Did I have bidets at the X5 podcast?
In the guest house where Chris films.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, have we talked about that? Yeah.
We need to. It's kind of a weird situation because the last episode, this is on True Blue. Most people know. We've talked about it several times. The last episode they busted a guy that I don't want to say I grew up with him, but I grew up around him. I know his family pretty well. And watching that, I almost had to cut it off. It was just weird. It gave this weird feeling, like
it already aired?
secondhand embarrassment or something. Yeah, it's up now. It went up 2 or 3 days ago.
But the naked guy been up yet?
No, I don't think so. Wait, no, it hasn't. No, there's two Blount County ones that were up, and one of them is that guy. Another one is some guy that was from Illinois who had a beer with him, and he was just drinking his beer the whole time. Chris Hansen was talking to him. But no, the naked guy. Tell us that story.
Yeah, the chatters, they come in a couple of days early for Chris gets there, and they start chatting with people.
These are people working with the sheriff's office to lure in predators.
I think they may work with actually directly under Chris. He comes in last minute for the filming, but what they try and do is initiate, because some people come from states away, so they start chatting it up. Mm-hmm. They solicit.
They're on some app that is
They're
known
on a
to
website.
have, yeah.
jumpthegame.com or something like that. It's something, and they start soliciting whatever. So Charlie came in and was like, "Hey man, I'll spice things up if you can get a guy to show up. If you can get one of these goons to show up like naked, it'd be $1,000 for y'all."
Oh man!
And the chatters were like, "Done, son." Dude, it wasn't an hour and a half, 2 hours later, a guy showed up, no clothes on. Well, he showed up with clothes on, but she was like, if strip down naked right here, because they get the chatters hand the transcripts to the decoys. So the decoys are like 25-year-old guy and a 25-year-old girl, and they'll look like they're maybe 14 or 15. They look young. They're really young for their age. And so they're the decoys. They're briefed with everything, and they read them. And so they know that what he's anticipating when he walks in. So this guy walks in, and this girl goes, that I think that supposed one situation was, it was a mother-daughter combo he was coming in for.
Yeah.
And so the daughter was out there, and she's like, my mom's in the back. But you know the deal. You have to get undressed first before I go get her. And he was like, no, you get undressed first. And she was like, that ain't how this works. You're getting undressed first.
Are we breaking any kind of rules if we had pictures of that?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, we won't show pictures.
Yeah, but we'll pass one around on here. If you see me in private at a bar or a comedy show, they're always on standby. Just come see me.
Well, I'll just watch the episode.
Hey, a new reason for people to come see my stand-up. I got those pictures. You know what I'm talking
naked
about?
predators, baby. Come see them.
Yeah, man, it's great because he holds his dong all retarded like it's, we can't say retarded. I forgot.
Yeah, you can. You can say whatever you want.
But he holds
You
it
can't
all.
say COVID. That's the only thing you can't say on YouTube.
You mean Ovid K?
Ovid K.
Yeah, he grabs it like backwards. Like traditionally you would hold like this.
Yeah.
He's holding like that. And it just looks, it's not a good look. It's
Maybe
not
he
a good
likes
look
that
today.
because he likes to feel like somebody else is holding it and not himself. So
Maybe.
he's,
But that's bad. That's bad for you. Carpal tunnel.
So
Think about it.
The girl goes, let me go get my mom. And she walks, and in the hallway, she passes Chris, and Chris comes out and sees the guy naked, and he's like, well, buddy, make yourself at home, God dang.
I'm cringing.
it's so hard to watch some of those, and it's very repetitive because Chris Hansen does kind of the same thing over and over, asking the same questions, but it's this anticipation of which excuse are you going to use? Oh, I was just here to save this girl.
Because an avid viewer has heard them all,
Yeah.
as well as him.
Yeah, I've watched almost every one of the episodes, and it's
Chris says it's been 18 years since the guy showed up and got naked in the kitchen.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
It's been a
breaking
while.
records, man.
I tell you what,
Good.
man.
Yeah, do they ever, when they bring like pizzas and stuff, do they ever inspect the pizza for any drugs, or do they eat the pizza or anything like that?
They certainly don't eat the pizza. I mean, listen, I have people bring me edibles to my shows, and I don't even know.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, and they're looking out for your best interest. You don't know what. I mean, a pedophile? Would you eat a pizza broth? Okay, I was about to say, how crazy, how hungry do you think Chris Hansen is? And he's like, well, we haven't had lunch yet.
What if it still had the DoorDash seal around the box to where you...
It'd be like, I've never seen white sauce on pizza. What is this?
Okay.
It's feta.
Is this the kind of operation you're running up here?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what kind of pizza pedophiles would bring.
Chris, come on in.
Yeah, come on in, have a seat.
Have a seat.
That's got to be cool though to be directly involved with that as those go down.
He's good to like. If he were here, he's good to like make a skit with your phone about. Like you're doing, I would do a promo. Hey, come see me, and then he walks up behind me and says, "David, I need you to take a seat." And I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go." Like, he'll do shit like that because he's a cultural icon. It's crazy. None of the people in this last batch of Stings, which by the way, a season is 7 episodes. They got 5 episodes in 2 days, so it's crazy. All of the 5 people they called on this last run, not one of them had heard of him before.
That's always weird to me too when they're like, "I have no idea who you are." Now, if it's like this Indian professor or something,
right? Yeah.
Like I get it, but like your average white guy, like you've seen that.
Yeah,
show.
he's been
Come
on South Park and stuff. Like he's been everywhere. How do you not know it? And what's even crazier is when they do know him and they're like, "You do great work. Thank you for what you do." And he's like, "What I do is get rid of pieces of crap like you." What do you mean, what I do? It's crazy to me.
Oh man, it's just Trish and I, we just absolutely love watching that show. I mean, and we'll lock into we'll watch 4 or 5 episodes at a time.
You would think these people that are into that kind of thing would know who Chris Hansen is. Would you want to research your enemy or whatever?
They say his name in chats. They say, "Is this not some kind of Chris Hansen thing?"
Right.
I bet you they would be like crazy to know. Yes, it actually is. And that's what he says is amazing about it all. Is there's a 20% chance it's him anytime they go meet up with anybody. And they still are willing to take that kind of risk. That's how he knows he'll always have a job. They're just crazy about it. And he said, now this is, I don't know how accurate this statistic is, but he said that for every one of these guys they bust, they save like 22, 23 children's lives. And by lives, I don't mean literal lives, but if you look at kids like damaged goods, once that happens to them, the rest of their life is kind of ruined.
They're messed up,
Yeah, so that's what they're talking about. And that's a rough estimate. That's not scientific. Some more, some less. But it's right there on the 22, 23 kids average, which is
crazy.
Yeah, I believe that. But they all claim it's the first and only time.
Yeah.
Well, of course, we all know that's horseshit. But doesn't it make you feel like you're not doing dick with your life when you're like, that you find out something like that? You're like, man, he's really helping people's lives. And we're like, well, it's time to get on the air and talk about some shit for a while. You know?
Yeah, figure out where these leaf blowers are.
Yeah. We're gonna cut somebody's grass. My business is so meaningless.
Hey, look up on the search there on YouTube. Just look up Chris Hansen takedown and just see if YouTube's got any clips. We'll be able to play them if they're on there, right? I would hope. Yeah, there we go. Chris Hansen takedown. Oh, they got full episodes on YouTube. What am I paying True Blue for? Why am I subscribed to that? If you watch them on
I'm
YouTube.
sure that's not a full episode. What is the time?
Yeah, that's
on
like
it?
25 minutes, 15 minutes. That's how long the episodes are.
Then it's probably got commercials all in it. When you watch it on True Blue, are there commercials?
No,
Okay, there you go.
because they're just short little episodes.
So they're getting the ad revenue from that. So you can probably watch it on YouTube.
That's that one right there. The second one down is the one that I know.
Hey now, the school janitor.
And
Did you go to school with him?
Yeah, did. I actually grew up in church with him. It's very sad.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got a nice family.
Yeah. What's sad about that is that he's not all there, and
Right.
that probably will be used as a defense. And whether it's valid or not, I mean, I know people that had stuff happen to them as a kid, and they don't go out and do that. So
Right.
it's kind of hard to. I don't know if there's any wiggle room on that, but.
Yeah, we find ourselves, because we've watched so many, when they get approached by Chris Hansen, we start to. It's almost like we're sitting on the couch and we're giving them advice, and we're like, if you want to get away with it, like you need to tell Chris Hansen this. Like, I
shouldn't have said that. Yeah, always
like, just say when they put the number 15 in there, you didn't see that number. You thought it was 19. You know.
Yeah.
And they never go with it. They always say, "Oh, I'm just here to help."
Well, we asked Chris on the episode, like, what if they just turn around and leave, or they don't say a word? He was like, we still got an episode. We still got so much stuff.
Just arrest him.
Just reading out the text and stuff, he can drag out an episode. Because I was thinking, what if they just say, "I plead the fifth"? I ain't saying jack shit.
There's been there are maybe 1 or 2 episodes on all of that True Blue stuff where they wouldn't say a word to him. Most of the time, even if they try to dip out the door from the beginning, he can get them, they're handcuffed and everything, get them to come over and talk because they think that if they talk to Chris Hansen, that they might get let go. They think to themselves, oh, they just want info out of me. They're not going to take me to jail. And then, of course, they go to jail every time.
Yeah.
So that's why they end up talking.
Every single one of them they've caught in Blount County are still there.
Really?
And I don't know how many it's been. They've done.
There's got to be 7 or 8 episodes out of Blount County, right?
Oh, more than that. There's in double digits for sure, but they're all still there. The old mayor's son from Aniana.
Yep.
They've nabbed some.
They're going to do more there?
They're going to get. Well, I mean, you knew of the guy. They're going to get people. They keep doing it out of here. It's crazy. And there hasn't been many people traveling from other states that they've been able to stop by. They've had a private eye. They've caught a private eye guy who went and did his homework. He went and searched the house, who owned it, all kinds of stuff before. I don't know how they found that out, but he went and researched who owned the house to make sure.
Oh, I remember that. Yes, right.
It was not a sting of some sort.
Because he was like, I saw the owner is so and so, and they're like, nah, that's you. You're coming to meet a 15-year-old.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're bringing up all this other stuff.
Crazy. What about the X5 podcast? How's that been going?
We're about to start film. I think our next episode we're filming is with Bam Margera.
Oh, really?
Bam.
I was going to tell y'all what happened with the Steve-O tip
Oh,
thing.
yeah, Steve-O.
Yeah.
So we brought that up last time you were here, and then we got in trouble for it because we just watched it.
Yeah. We're sorry for watching your content, David. We'll try and quit doing that.
So Charlie pitched in the idea when he was with y'all that he would pay for him to get boob implants.
I mean, it
like
was a
actual
bunch.
boobies.
He went with the best doctor that does man boobs. Like, I was like, half of my friends got man boobs, and it didn't involve a doctor.
What cup size was this going to be?
I can't remember. He told me.
It's like a B or a C?
It was substantial. It was going to go behind the muscle, and
God, so much.
I saw Charlie stroke the check for it, and you wouldn't believe it, but it was probably 4 times as much what numbers in your head. But they to get them put in, leave them in, end of the tour, take them out. The doctor, as soon as by the way, it went viral. That clip of him saying he's going to do it.
Right.
I mean,
imagine.
it went mega, mega viral. There's not a podcast in the comedy community that wasn't talking about it. And it was all over every news site. So the doctor started catching flack from the trans community.
Oh,
There we go.
They always ruin it.
Yeah. And so he started getting flacked, and about 48 hours before the surgery was to be done, he backed out.
Yeah.
And then they rescheduled it under the pretense that he would say he had it done in Mexico. And then another 48 hours before it, the anesthesiologist backed out. And so now he was in the process of trying to reschedule again, and he went to a Dollar General in L.A., and there was a trans person behind the register who was like really cool, like just plain Jane normal talk to him. He was like just being cordial with her, and they brought up the fact that he's doing that, and he shared. I'm not sure what sex it. Y'all quit taking me down this road. Y'all gonna get me in trouble, but whatever. And it was explaining to him how hurtful it was, and the reason it was hurtful wasn't the surgery he was going to get done. It was what he was going to do after the surgery, which he was planning on going to Sturgis and dressing up in a wig and like sunglasses and walking around. And then
wait, she's giving him the business in a Dollar General?
Yes, listen,
What, a trans
it's crazy.
person in the Dollar General?
Yeah, and they it was just a cashier. And he was going to go to Sturgis and like dress up like a girl. And then when a biker, of course, inevitably would that's an environment that he'll get hit on.
Yeah.
And when they hit on him, he was going to take off his motorcycle helmet and his wig and be like, "I'm Steve-O," and like fool him. And that was the part that would like crush the trans community. It wasn't that he was getting fake tits put in, is that it was tricking people. And she brought up to him how it just created an obstacle for them when they're trying to just be normal. It creates it would hurt trans people's feelings.
Right.
And you would think Steve-O now would be like, fuck it, I'm Steve-O, I'm going to do it anyway. But he's told us, like, he gets real upset by comments in YouTube, Reddit post about him. Like really shake him to his core. And he's not one of these guys that's like as rebellious as you think. And so she was such a cool person. The way she described it to him, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna cancel it and I'll send that money back to Charlie. And so he ended up backing out on his own accord and not doing it. And it had everything to do with that employee that he talked to at Dollar General and how
all
cool.
because of a Dollar General tranny, and he backed out of the whole deal.
That would have been his like biggest thing ever. And Steve-O's done like everything.
But you talk about crushing the trans community. If he does that at Sturgis with a biker and then it's like, surprise, I'm a guy, they're going to crush his skull.
Yeah,
That's a bunch of bikers.
He'll be dead.
Yeah, well, he would have had security around him to stop that. But I mean, he can't. What he said to us, he's like, I'm 50. I wasn't supposed to be 50, you know.
Right.
Like, if you watched everything I've done in my life, this was all supposed to be over. So I can't be like jumping in the water with a fish hook in my mouth in front of sharks. And just all the crazy stuff he's done. He's like, I can't do it at this age. So that's the kind of stuff he was wanting to get reactions with. But it's just, he's got a great thing going, man. I'm telling you, I went to the Stardome and watched his merch. He must have to bring an 18-wheeler full of merch. He sells skateboards, boom boxes. And it lasts 2 hours after his show. He has to sit there because he signs everything. But man, he must make whatever he makes at a club. He quadruples it in merch. It's crazy.
And that's just at the Stardome. I mean, there's only so many people in there.
Yeah, 425.
Yeah,
it was sold out.
He had Patrick Bet David on his own podcast a few months back or something like that. And Patrick Bet David after the show said Steve-O was a really nice guy and he was legit and all that. So, and that's a businessman right there.
He is, man. He makes a lot of money doing that. And he lives in Tennessee now. He lives up. He splits his time evenly between L.A. and
is he married? He's splitting his time with L.A. now.
No, he's not married. He's I think he has a girlfriend, but he has a RV. He's got a new RV he brought by, and Charlie outfitted it, got it ready for it. And his new podcast studio is what it's going to be. But
nice.
It's pretty cool.
What about Jim Brewer?
Oh man,
what's he like?
The greatest, man. That bombing story. I didn't know he was a clean comic. I thought all this time he was blue, but he's been working clean since like 2000.
What do you mean clean? Just not vulgar?
Yeah, just I mean, you go to his shows, you can bring him all to his shows. It's all clean.
He's very animated.
Yeah,
and
he paints a picture with words like I've never seen. Like you feel. He was telling stories on our pod, and I was like, this is his knack. He has a knack for you just, as he's talking, you're going, I see this whole situation you were in.
Right.
I can picture, being in Sears in the paint department and calling. I used to work at Sears. That was one of my first jobs.
And he's very anti-COVID vaccine.
He might have been. It seems like I've heard that people told us when he came on he was going to talk about that. And he made a few comments, but he kind of stayed away from politics. But he made a thing about the COVID vaccine too. What do y'all think now when you see somebody wearing a mask? Does it?
Oh,
I don't understand. I want to go, but like, did you not hear that's not doing anything? Or I'm like, I don't want to get involved, but also I want to be like, oh man, nobody's told this person.
Right.
I've always told people I knew they were BS when you could smell a fart through the mask. That happened to me early on. I'm like, there's no way this thing does shit for you, you know? So
I just don't know. I wondered how you handle it. Anytime I see.
But what if it's somebody that has weak lungs or something like that? Because I mean,
it makes it harder to breathe though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I would think.
Okay, well maybe they got an autoimmune disease.
Maybe they got AIDS.
I've got autoimmune disease. That's what my kid.
Well, where's your mask?
I mean, I can't wear one, dude. I hate.
Where's your mask?
Yeah.
I love you, man. I don't want anything to happen.
The new John Bird is like one of those affectionate drunks. You know, I love you, man. I love you.
Where's the peanut butter whiskey when you need it?
I know. Dogs will lick that off of your balls, by the way. Dogs will.
Will they?
Yeah. It's just like real peanut butter.
A little splash of peanut butter whiskey on the nutsack.
I got to say about Jim Brewer, every time I see the guy, I can't get the character he played on Half Baked out of my head. Like I just immediately assume like he's like that in real life. He was that good in that movie. Fully.
The funniest stuff I've ever heard him talk about when he was taking care of his dad before he died. He took his dad everywhere with him, and his dad would crap all over himself, and he'd have to take him in the shower and hose him down and all that stuff. And he's just a good family guy. Jim Brewer is.
I can see that.
At the core, his wife's been through a cancer scare, and man, he's been through it, and he's still just, God, he's such a legend. There's a clip on my Instagram page. I am David Lynam right now. If you go look of him telling a story about the worst bomb he ever had in his career is at Gator Growl down in Florida. Man, when I tell you it's one of the funniest, I mean, dude, him bombing in front of 80,000 people. It's him and David Tell and Daniel Tosh were on a bill. Daniel Tosh, nobody even knew, and nobody had even heard of him.
So their top clip.
Yeah, top left with him out, dude. I'm telling you, it's 8 minutes. It's so funny, dude.
Okay, I don't use Instagram.
Just the
bottom
volume
right.
there.
Bottom right.
No.
Yeah. Bottom right of
Bottom
the
right of
picture.
the screen. Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Okay,
here we go.
He's not a social media guy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Most legendary bombing story I've ever heard in my entire life, dude.
It's gonna be hard to beat Fat Scott and Toys.
Yeah. I know it is gonna be hard. He just killed with this stuff.
I've had 2 horrendous bombs. Horrendous. This is one of them. This is the first one. This was the most humbling experience of a lifetime. So my ego's up there. You know, NBC just came to me like, we're thinking about making a Goat Boy doll. I'm like, of course you are. Doll. You won't get any of it, but I think it's pretty prestigious. Fat Scott being our stores and everything.
Who's this guy that looks like Jim Brewer?
Great. Now I know how Nabisco employees feel.
He does. He gets mistaken for him all the time. He's a friend of his too.
Hey, we need a great campaign.
He's the guy that makes the farting
$50
thing.
billion.
in his
Who wants to
voice.
go to Marco Island to say you're awesome?
Jack Vale.
So,
Looks just like him.
Again. I believe it was Jay Moore at the time. He just finished the big hit with Tom Cruise. Show me the money.
Jerry Maguire.
Toby Maguire.
I just finished Toby Maguire.
It was right around that time, right? So Jay's doing movies, and I have to replace Jay Moore at Gator Growl.
Gator Growl.
Gator Growl. So what's Gator Growl? And they're like, I just want to tell you, this is very prestigious. We've had Bill Cosby here. I'm like, I wonder how many people he roofied. And they're going down like we had Robin Williams, Billy Crystal. It's an honor to have someone like you, blah, blah, blah. The paycheck is money that was unheard of at that time for me. Like I wasn't selling tickets because people didn't really know what Jim Brewer. They'd go, is that the if you watch Sunday Night Live, you're like, is that the guy?
Yeah.
There was no like Jim Brewer. So that didn't exist. So it was a lot of money. It was like $30,000.
Wow.
What year is this?
There were stipulations.
98, 99.
Tons.
Wow.
That's tons.
98, 99. I'm like, $30,000 for 20 minutes.
It's like his new price. He's like, this is what I.
And all I can think about is like, Jay Moore makes $30,000. What does he make for 1 hour? I didn't know the improvs paid that much. So, like, I got dollar bills in my eyes. And they go, now listen, absolutely no cursing. There's a lot of families out there. This is a big Gator Growl. They start a week before, and they start camping. This is a huge ordeal.
And who's on the lineup? Like who's on the lineup? Who was first? It was them.
Well, it was gonna be. It's Daniel Tosh before he had Tosh, but no one knows who Daniel
at that
is.
point, nobody.
Nobody knows who he is. I don't know who he is. And David Tell, who I know from the New York clubs, and he's filthy. Right. He's hilarious, but he's filthy. Right? So, and they go, listen, you need to sign this. And we get there, like, you need to sign right here. Absolutely no smoking. Don't mention homosexuality. Don't trash the church. Don't, don't curse. And all I can think of, and if you do, you're not getting your paycheck.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, television, son. I don't know if you know, but they're making a goat boy doll.
I can get you on a call.
I'm not getting anything, but
You'll see him at Walmart.
I'm right up there with Belushi and Murphy just saying. Not too many people getting dies.
Not getting anything.
So, and all I can think about, and David Tell's looking him right in the face, and I'm watching Dave sign. Like, there's no way he's gonna pull this off. There's no way, David Tell. He's gonna be horrible. I can't wait to watch David Tell. I've never seen him bomb. This is gonna be amazing. So, right before we're about to go on stage again, I just want to reiterate, just so you know this, no smoking, no homosexuality, don't make fun of church and the kids and bang and bang and no cursing. No problem. Daniel Tosh goes on, no one pays attention to him. No one knows who. And this is another thing. You're 3 levels up. You're at a football stadium and every seat is packed. The floor is packed. They got marching man. Okay, now we go to the comedy show. Daniel Tosh going to do 10 minutes. We're at the end zone, but we're like 3 stories high. We're way up there. I'm freaked out by the heights, right? You go to the end of the stage, you're dropping 3 stories.
You're breaking a leg. You come off that thing.
David Tell is walking up, and I'm like, I got to watch this. This is going to be hilarious. And as soon as he gets on stage, he lights a cigarette, and they're like, what's he doing? He goes, let's get this out of the way. Cock, jism, anal, sometimes I put my cock in the fishbowl just to let him know who's born.
Going fucking crazy, dude.
Mosh pits are breaking. They're running around hitting each other. They're taking students and launching them, and it's one after the other. Then he's like, what's up with eggnog? If you ask me, I think it's elf cum. Sorry, Dean, tonight's for the students. Mosh pits, explosives. And he comes off the stage, walks right by me, he goes, guess I'm not getting paid.
That's why he's such a gangster, dude. He's
Oh my God.
And I just went,
you gotta go up now.
so, married. I live in New York. Anyway, the pigeons there. And bro, it wasn't like a couple people. One whole section started. We're like, we don't like this guy.
Yeah.
And when one whole section starts booing, it starts. And then there were some brewers like, no, give him a chance. He sucks, guy. And I just had to sit there for 20 minutes going,
80,000 people screaming.
It was the most shameful 30 grand ever collected in my life.
That's pretty good. That's good stuff.
Oh, I took that check.
Dude, that's why people, like, when it comes to Dave Attell, that's why comedians just worship the guy, because he took a $30,000 paycheck and was just like,
Ripped it up.
back in the 98 and was like, I'd rather just murder. That's what I want to do. And he had the place going crazy.
It worked for him. And you said the Swamp. It hit me that you were talking about Florida Gator Stadium.
Yeah, Gainesville.
This is a college football stadium.
It's a tradition. I'm sure they still have it to this day, Gator Growl.
That's crazy.
Poor man, that was hilarious, man.
But on the bright side, I mean, Jim obviously needed that $30,000, and he got it. So,
yeah.
You know,
and
I don't know, like, if that helps comics cope, like the paycheck, like you bomb and that's going to bother you for a long time, but you get that paycheck, makes you feel a little better, I'm sure.
It's weird. You only remember the bombs. I mean, I can't tell you many times I've like, I don't think I've ever crushed. I've had good sets, but like just the bombs stick out because they're so painful like that. Like, I mean, you're up on stage in Velma's in front of 13 people. 80,000.
No.
And you, what did you do? 5 minutes? If you got, even if you got there, like,
right.
He had to do 30 minutes in a stadium booing. Like,
dude, if I hear nobody cheering or booing, but if I have a bad show, that'll hang with me for weeks on the radio. I can't let it go. He knows that. He used to see it every single day.
when you have a bad show, does this not mess you up when you get off the air and you go in a store somewhere and they're like, "Man, today was great." And you're like,
yeah. No, that happens. They'll
looking around. Am I on a prank show?
They will. They'll either call the show. I thought today's show was bad. Some guy from New Orleans called in, and he's like, "Man, I just came across this station because you're one notch below my rock station at the house, and I love it. And I'm like, well, if you like this, you wait till I'm on my game. You don't love this show.
Yeah, you'll catch us on a good day.
Today sucked. I'm sick of talking about L.A. wildfires.
So it makes you think you don't even know like what's good or bad. Some people pick up on.
Well, we've got a text line, so it helps. I don't like taking a lot of phone calls because they just start rambling on.
Yeah.
But on the text line, if somebody they'll kind of give you real time feedback, so that helps.
Yeah.
But you also get to pick and choose what you want to read on air, so you're not just taking random phone calls where they just talk. Let's shut up, pointless stuff.
You're like, that's my job. Shut up.
Yeah, shut up. Because I mean, and with the way people listen to you for days and weeks and months and years on end, when they catch you out in public, that's what they want to do. They just want to. They're like, it's my turn to talk.
Have you ever done this? This is so terrible. Have you ever like seen somebody come and you're like, oh, I don't want to talk to them?
Oh, yeah.
And I act like I'm like, hey, what's going on? I was doing this the other day. It's a complete nightmare. I've always feared this happened, and it happened. I'm going, yeah, you should tell. Well, look, we'll be over there. I'm like, I'm selling it. I'm selling the phone call. I should have gotten the Emmy Award for it. And in the middle of me doing it, very quiet place. It rings.
Oh,
I'm caught in my lie. And then I immediately double down on it. I'm like, man, I was just talking away. I thought you were still there.
Genius. Pure genius.
I mean, it was the quickest reflexes I've ever had in my life. I just wonder if I'm the only one that's ever faked a phone call to like, here comes somebody. I'd rather be shot than have to talk to them.
You do whatever you got to do. I'm the same way. I don't want to say, like, when you go back to your hometown where you grew up, I always get nervous because I'm like, dude, somebody sees me, especially somebody from high school that you ain't seen in 20 years, and it's like, please don't say anything. Please don't say anything.
Oh, I know. I hate forced small talk. I left my keys in a gas station the other day on the counter, and I was like, I don't even want to go back and get them because I know I got to hear that.
I'm walking home.
You go for it. I just want to choke them. Shut up. I know that line's coming. They're always like, man, I've been waiting to use that line all day. That's the way they deliver it to you.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. That's real bad. So what's going on with your kidneys? You said you got a...
Y'all didn't know I had a kidney transplant in 2023?
I feel like 2023.
I don't. I'm not like embarrassed to talk about it. I just hate people that lead with their medical. There's some people you start talking to, especially the older we get. It's hard not to. Like, my gout's flaring up, and
hey, I've had that since my early 30s, and it's genetic.
Hey, let me tell you something. I've had it once, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It's like a migraine headache.
Is it bad?
Gout?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What does it do? Like, to explain that.
It just feels like your foot is throbbing. It just across it's like a general area across your toes. That's the way mine was across the top of my foot. It's like a bad cramp that just stays there at its worst.
Is it
point.
just feet?
Mine's big tail right now. It's purple and red. You want to see it?
No. We don't want to see it. No,
okay, but I mean,
why is that his first thing? You do want to see it, right? I would never assume you want to see it.
I worked with Jim Butters for a couple of years, and
hey, my butthole looks like a rusty sheriff's badge. You want to take a gander at it?
Speaking of which, we should link him and Jim Butters up. Imagine the conversation.
I
those
could
two
probably
have.
get Jim to text me the picture.
Well, I found out when my son was born in 2011, I got a life insurance policy, and they send over a nurse to come check you out, run fluids, have piss tests. The nurse came back in and was like, "Is your urine always this foamy?" And I was like, "I guess, yeah." And they were like, "You need to get checked out. Not only do you need to go get checked out, we're not approving this life insurance policy."
Oh.
Boy, that stayed in my head because all they're there doing is gambling. Is he going to live or is he going to die? That's all a life insurance policy
Right.
is. And if he wouldn't insure me, that tells me, oh, he's betting that I'm going to die, so it must be serious.
Oof.
But yeah, I had an autoimmune disease called IgA nephropathy is the name of it. But it's an autoimmune thing where your body attacks your kidneys, and then slowly over time, the percentage of the function, they get smaller. So it got down to about, I don't know. They told me to start looking for a donor around 21%, 20%.
Right.
And I just procrastinated, man. They were like, make a post online. You've got a big social media following. You should go ahead and I was like, I mean, it felt weird. Like, I don't know how to ask for a cup of sugar. This is a little bit more in depth, than that.
Now, was it like both kidneys were bad, or was it just one of them?
Yes, both were bad. And,
Wow.
And so I finally, a year after I was supposed to, I made a post, and then over 40 people signed up to give me a kidney at UAB, and they were like, "Oh my God, we've never had this many people sign up to give one person a kidney." So they start screening. Man, when you donate a kidney to somebody, they screen you head to toe. I'm talking, it's multiple. Blood work constantly, but they're checking out. They do a colonoscopy. They asked me if I had to do a colonoscopy, and I was like, "Is there any other option besides having a camera crew up my ass?" And they were like, "You could do this thing called Cologuard." And I was like, "Cologuard, like the girls that flip flags in high school?" They're like, No. It's a box we send you home with, and you load out in it.
Well, does the person that gives you the kidney, do they at least get to kind of like initial the thing before they put it in there?
I didn't know till 2 weeks before who was giving it to me. They confirmed about 2 months out, "Hey, we found your match." And I was like, "Who is it?" They wish to remain nameless. I was like,
That's not cool. I
No,
need to
I
know
mean,
whose kidney it is.
well, I mean, that's the way I felt. I'm sure it's a selfless thing to not want to be, because my wife didn't want to.
But was it somebody you know?
At the time, I didn't know who
You
it
didn't
was.
know
I was
who it
like,
was.
it's driving me crazy. Who is this? And
Because they're going to be inside of you at this point. You need to know who
this
it
isn't a
is.
small ask. This person's gone through rigorous screening, like several things for over a year. And for 2 weeks out, I find out it's my second cousin that I hadn't talked to since my wedding, like in 06.
Dang.
And she is donating. And the reason she hadn't told me is because she brought up to her father that she was doing it, and he was not happy about it. He did not want her to do it. For whatever reason. People have a litany of reasons. Some of them don't know.
It wasn't because of you. Because it was
No,
you.
no.
Okay.
I'm sure
his
that
baby
was brought
girl.
up. It's a relative. It's
Right.
not just some. So my wife wanted to donate, but they wouldn't let her because we'd both be down at the same time, and she homeschools her son. So they went with her, and even though she wasn't a perfect match, she was enough of a match that I could, I'll be taking medicine to keep my body from rejecting it. But yeah, I had it done, and they put it up here in the front of you. They put it right in your pelvis, and she's exactly half my weight. Like, she's to the pound half my weight, so it was tiny.
You got a little guy.
Over the past year, it's got expanded and gotten bigger. So it happened in 25? 2020, October of 2023.
Dang.
So it's
That
been a
wasn't
year
long
since
ago.
October.
So we need to be looking out for frothy piss. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, everybody has frothy piss every now and then, but a sign that you've got something going on is if it's all. I mean, mine looked like a damn root beer float in the commode. It was crazy.
That's not good.
And that's what it actually is blood. It doesn't appear to be to you. It just looks like foam, but it's it's
kinda
like a
brown.
spaghetti strainer, and your body doesn't process protein. So the holes get bigger in the spaghetti strainer, where it's just like, that's why it's bad. I was like 10 years a vegetarian because it was not good to eat any animal protein because it progressed that disease. But now,
So what year did you find out about it?
2011.
Okay.
I
And then
had
you
my
went
son
on.
in April, and this was around probably October.
So you went until 2023 before you got that situation handled. You were
I
like,
mean, they wouldn't let you handle it before then. They were like, "What's going to happen?" Because I was freaking out. Like, I hated. I was on a constricted diet, on tour, in truck stops, trying to tour around the country and eat vegan and vegetarian.
That's
it was
the
a pain in
worst.
the ass. So they told me you'll get down to 20%. We'll look for a match, and around 14% to 13% kidney function, you'll have your transplant, and everything will be great.
What a heartwarming story. I didn't expect you to bring heartwarming stories to this podcast.
It's really not. I mean, it's like I don't know. I mean, it is. I'm glad. I'm lucky to be here. Shout out Michaela. She Culpepper. She and her husband are great through the whole thing, and you know, just saying, hey, thanks a lot. It feels like ridiculous, you know. And even baking a cake is like, it's a kidney. I saved your life. Why don't you shove that cake right up your ass?
Now, would you let it go if you found out your second cousin stole the blowers from your lawn care?
No. That's a nice even swap. No.
Okay.
$600. He considers they'll pay in full. No. No, it's great. My second cousin gave me mine, so I got a girl kidney. I mean, so my piece sitting down now.
Wow.
Or-
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was wondering.
I talk a lot now. I talk too much, like a woman. No,
That's why
you should see my tires outside. They got dings all over the front. All right, guys, that's enough women. I'm just kidding. It's jokes, women. It's jokes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So what about events coming up? Like, what do we got on the slate?
February 23rd at the Stardome.
You got any of this posted on your Facebook or anything?
Not yet, because we haven't even announced this.
No, this is Brad's is breaking.
Hacking Forth at the Stardome, February 23rd. It's on a Sunday at 6 o'clock. I'm telling you, this show has a money-back guarantee. Look at me when I'm telling you this. Money-back guarantee. If you come to the show, it's only $10. If you don't have fun, at the end of it, I want you to come see me, and I'll give you your money back. So,
Really?
Man.
So this is, what was the date again? Say it one more time.
February 23rd, Sunday.
February 23rd. We should go,
That's
boys.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
We should
It's
do
in the
it.
small room now. This is in the little Broadway room. It's a 70-cap room. They're right there on top of you. It's great.
What, now explain Hacking Forth.
It was inspired by Kill Tony.
Okay.
So it's got a lot of the elements that Kill Tony has. We have a panel. It'd be y'all's biggest nightmare. Like you were scared to go on stage and then face feedback on your set. That's exactly what this is. Comics do 3 minutes, and then when they're done with the 3 minutes, if it goes good, there's a lot of, hey man, that was funny. I like the part about this. I like how you turn this and misdirection. But if it's bad, it's
You're
bad.
gonna rip 'em.
I mean,
See,
even when I have a good set, I built the show so they know they can go hard on me because they're my boys, and they do. They don't let up. They spent. You can go right now to Comedy Break-In on YouTube and watch the last one we did at Stardome. And man, when I come out on stage in that silver jacket, they let me. They were like, they called me.
Look that up. Look up Comedy Break-In on YouTube.
Emo Tin Man. They were calling me like.
See, I couldn't handle the doing the comedy part, but being on the panel at the table, I can handle that.
Yeah, everybody wants to be there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not on it. I'm like, because that's what. So many comics hit me up. They go, I love going up, but if I could be on the panel, I was like, man, you got to be able to walk a line on that panel. And that's what they don't understand.
Is it that first video there?
No, it's a sold out one.
Sold out, yeah,
See,
hit
it's
that
2
one.
hours, 15 minutes. Way too long. By the
Oh,
way.
never mind.
We're shaving.
I thought we were gonna.
Oh, I haven't clipped mine out yet. No. I haven't clipped mine out. I'm going to because it's great. It's probably not. It's not just that my set was good. It's that they went so hard on me. The crowds just died. They know. They don't have to worry about my feelings because I have none. They're just like, they go hard on me.
Yeah.
So they make fun of me, call me Scott Staph Infection, and like they go so ham on me. They said I look like a microwave dinner. I wore this like silver jacket that I got in L.A. out on stage. I knew like it was kind of a cheat code when I put it on. Yeah. I was like, they're gonna rip me for this one, but I liked it in L.A. and I bought it. But
yeah,
they go.
Was that an art show thing y'all did? Is that what that is?
What?
Did the X5 do some sort of art
show?
Oh,
yeah, with Billy Idol and a bunch
Yeah, they were hanging out with Billy Idol. No big deal.
Oh, man, my hero.
Gene Simmons, Doc McGee.
Yeah.
That's one of our best interviews we ever did was Doc McGee, the manager of Kiss, and Bon Jovi, Motley Crue, all that.
Y'all did like a live event out there, didn't you?
Yeah, we did a live stream, which it went pretty well. But it was an art event, and they sold a bunch of his paintings. It was great. Billy Morrison, a guy who plays guitar for Billy Idol.
You've gotten to do some pretty cool stuff.
I really have
throughout your life
to
be a one.
And I try not to be like jaded about it, but yeah, I mean, I've got so many stories that I haven't even tapped into my comedy set because I don't want to dump it all out at once. I gotta. Actually, the truth is, you want to be honest, I can't remember most of the stories. I talk with friends and it sparks something. I'd be like, oh damn, I got a story about that.
See, the best way to remember that stuff is you need trauma.
Yeah.
I mean, you need trauma. Like I was full depantsed in front of the woman I absolutely loved. She didn't know it. And I mean, it was cold outside, but
Always
I mean,
my excuse, by the way.
yeah, I mean, well, I mean, and you look at her and she's, like everybody's laughing. The only thing you can do, I mean, you can't run because you'll fall down, is you just have to bend down and you have to, and I didn't do it fast. I was like, I'm not going to do it fast, which I probably should have.
Yeah, there's
But,
children around. You
Yeah,
definitely
can we take a moment?
Have a seat. Yeah.
No. This wasn't like, it was in a club that I guess somebody didn't like my keyboard playing.
Can we take a moment and appreciate what his wig has done throughout this podcast?
I mean, you've evolved into a hot mess over there, dude.
Yeah.
it has moved directions. I think it's on backwards.
Well, I
now.
noticed, with these headphones on and my hair, the wig started going backwards. And
Yeah.
my beanie started going backwards and then it fell off. Well, I didn't want to, make all the trouble. So I thought, this is pretty cool, though. This one side thing, I'm digging this.
He's like, my parents just don't understand me. That's what he said. That's what he looks like. You don't get me, Dad. You don't get me.
Oh, good stuff, man. Well, I guess we need to get out of here. We all got stuff to do.
Well, I got a police report to go fill out, guys.
Yes,
I
you do.
got to go act like I was the one working, and my blowers got stolen.
Well, here's your claim to fame. And I don't know if we did this last time you were here, but we did final words where it's one last message to the audience, can be whatever. Don't still leave blowers or whatever. So we're going to do I'm going to give you a minute to think about yours.
okay.
Tony Gump, you go first.
Okay. Shout out to David Lynam. Thanks for coming.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of respect for you, either musically or comedically, if that's the thing. I got a lot of respect for you, brother, and the business too, and all you've been through. So cheers to you, and make sure you go to Stardome on February 23rd. And go see him because we'll be going for sure.
We were all in our group chat before today, and we were so excited about you coming up here.
Oh, that's
It's so
great,
good,
man.
yeah.
I'm right. I'm so close to y'all. Anytime y'all need a guest, just holler. I'll come
Yeah,
over.
absolutely.
Hey, I love you, man.
Yes.
You got $20.
I thought he was hugging you the whole show.
No, I mean, I've got several hundred, a lot of cash at home.
Yeah.
But I forgot my wallet.
Did he?
Yeah. So, I mean,
Hey, let him do his final words before you start asking.
Yeah.
for money.
Okay, well, we'll talk.
All right, David, let him final words.
It's very uncomfortable to. No, I can't say this.
You said whatever's on your heart.
Whatever.
Yeah, I know, but my son may watch it one day because I recently found out he's got a bigger hog than his dad.
I was just thinking that you were going to say that. No.
I was
This
shocked.
kid, wow.
When I saw you post on your Facebook story, you said, "So what did you call him?" You said,
Tickle Pie is his nickname.
No, but you were referring to his parts, and you called him.
Oh.
You said, "Well, Dick and his dad," or something.
A mule cock line. I don't know. Maybe-
Mulecock Lynam, I think it was. And I was like, he just said that about his kid on social media.
Oh, he doesn't know that I know that he's.
Back in.
My wife asked me. She goes, "Have you seen it lately?" I go, "No." She goes, "It's bigger than yours." And I was like, "What?"
Dang.
I went in there and looked at it. He's going to be a pole vaulter when he gets older. I'm just nervous, man. I don't want him to. I'm afraid for him to see mine now. He'll be like, "I'm the new man of this house." You hear me, Dad? Look at me, Dad. Lights out. 10:30. Don't make me chew my cabbage twice. All right. Final words,
Okay.
son. If you see this, remember this, son. Remember, I brought you in this world. I'll take you out. Right? I don't care how much taller you are than me. We're gonna have to start a new growth chart for him. He has the one that shows how high, and I got one that's like down here. I was like, "You're growing, boy." Almost to the floor, son. Keep going. No. Son, don't forget. That toilet water, it's cold and it's deep. No. I love y'all. Thank y'all for having me on. I had a great time. I don't have anything motivation. I'm not the motivational speaker guy. My final words are, I am David Lynam on Instagram. Please follow me. I got to get something started here, please.
There you go.
I'm over and around 3,000 followers. This is terrible. I got to get it up.
What was your name again?
Holy shit, man. JoJo Cruz.
JoJo Cruz. Final words.
Simple plan B.
Yeah. Yeah, final words. You know what really touched my heart? Seriously, is you're talking about your kidneys.
Yes.
And oddly enough, I have peed in my pants a little bit. But you know what? I'm really proud of it because I had to pee about 10 minutes in. And when you're 61, you can't grab it, you know?
Can't trust a fart. I'll tell you that.
No. But I tell you what, I'm pretty darn proud, and I can't wait to see my stream. And but I'm telling you, I promise you, Tony, I want to stand against the wall and see how far I can pee. And I promise you, I will clean it up. And you know what? I'm gonna videotape it.
Guys, of all the podcasts I've ever done, this is definitely one of them.
Yeah. So you know, I mean, peeing is a very natural thing. And all the different colors and things that you have, they all have a meaning. So just remember that.
If you're getting emotional with that wig on, I'm not going to be able to take it. Please.
You know what I'm thinking?
Oh my God, it's John Bird.
I knew it.
I am so happy right now. You know why I'm happy?
Why?
Because I've got something I never had. 3 brothers and a very close cousin. Now, if we spend more time together, then we'll become brothers.
Wait, we're just 1, 2.
I don't know. I think he's trying to get the $20 still.
No, two brothers and a close first cousin.
Okay, you said 3 brothers.
You said 3 brothers, mathlete.
Okay, you know what? Fuck that. 3 brothers. 3 brothers right here.
I was like, man, he's on something. He sees another person over here by your soundboard.
Yeah, I'm hallucinating right now. I've got to piss so bad. So don't hold your piss.
Hey, and let me tell you something. As a serious business, as a child that lived through my father's suicide, depression. I'm sure you've been given this speech 1,000 times. It is such a selfish thing to do, suicide. It is like one of the most selfish things you could ever do. It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Yep.
I don't have bipolar disorder. My brother, it was passed down to him, but I know all about the disease. My dad was taking Prozac when he did it, and he refused to be hospitalized when they were going to double his dosage because they didn't know what this thing did. They didn't know what Prozac did. It was an experimental drug, and they said, we need you to be inpatient if we're going to let you try this. He refused to do it because of the pride he had over his boys seeing him in a hospital for that, and it was the biggest mistake ever because
Killed him.
Yeah. And I'm not kidding. I'm telling y'all, it's like serious business. Mushrooms are going to be what cures, like psychedelic mushrooms, not just taking them and sitting by a bonfire and singing your damn guitar. I'm talking like in a therapist office with mushrooms. They are solving things left and right. They're curing PTSD with not one side effects. All those SSRI bullshits that they're having people do, they are terrible for you. They're gonna cure most 90% of depression with mushrooms. And I know that sounds like some hippie Joe Rogan shit, but I'm here to tell you, I've seen guys that've seen shit in war, and it's saved their lives. I know personal people that mushrooms have saved their life. When you use it in the right way, in a guided thing, you're going to start seeing it pop up in these ketamine clinics. It's going to be serious things. So, do your research on that. I'm not telling you like, hey man, get messed up on drugs. Seriously, look at psilocybin.
I haven't been on Adderall in like 10 months.
Yeah.
What about lion's mane? That's become popular.
Yeah, that's more for memory.
I take about 14 things a day. They're all natural, but lion's mane.
I'm talking about the stuff that's not legal yet that should be. It's
No, I
crazy.
agree with that.
It'll be the next thing they legalize, and you'll start seeing it pop up in clinics, and they're curing people. I mean, people are going to other countries or doing it secretly to get it done, but they're curing PTSD. And if they can cure PTSD, they can cure the shit that's going on with other people.
But I mean, John Bird's got a lot of problems, but that makes him who he is. So I don't know that we would allow him to go.
Yeah, we can't cure him.
We can't fix what he's got going on over there. We need that. No. We need that for the
It's
show.
just something, and I'm just speaking from experience. I've dealt with that with my dad. I've done 1 million book reports on it in high school. It's just such a terrible thing to live through. So.
I mean, my thing is people, and I realized that after I got divorced and I was living in an apartment by myself for a year. And I realized that, for me at least, they're not the cure, but it's a big part of who I am in terms of combating depression is, and it may sound silly, but you know, I mean, I've got tons of Facebook friends that I got from Andrew and from being on the show, and you know, we're very close. They send me stuff to make me laugh and things like that, and that kind of supports them. That is the way I think social media should be. That's the way that it should be used. And so, you know, for me, you know, everybody was worried about me, but you know, the big thing, as long as I can make people laugh, you know, or just make them feel good, you know, or even, you know, this right here.
Oh yeah,
He's on a 3-day streak of being in a good mood. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Not even gout can stop me.
I know. I'm just proud he's got up and stood on his feet.
I know, he's done it
3
times
I've
now.
seen it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but you see, I'm on the outside. Let me.
Oh,
Oh no.
no, let's not.
Oh yes.
But I'm not stepping. I'm not stepping on the side that.
Yeah, we get it.
He's looking at his watch. I'm sorry.
All right, we got to get out of here. He's got to go get some leaf blowers. David Lynam, thank you, buddy.
Thanks,
Appreciate
buddy.
it. We got to do this again soon. We try not
Absolutely.
to like overdo the same guest, but I'm okay with having you
Yeah,
on as
dude.
much as
Anytime
we
y'all want me, I'm here.
because it's hilarious. All right, we're out of here. Am I forgetting anything? I think that's it. Until next time, circus.